Welcome to NerdNest podcast. I'm Sarah Montgomery, your host as always. And my guests this week will introduce themselves, hopefully.
You go first.
No, you go first. No,
Alright. I'm Daniel.
I'm Ayana.
That was painful. I don't know why that took so much effort. They know who you are. You've been on before. Anyways, so we've seen, Ayana, you and I have seen Deadpool twice together.
Yes.
And twice in general. We went with each other and some friends and my brothers. And then we went once with our mothers because we're good, caring daughters. Daniel, how many times have you seen Deadpool?
I've seen it 5 times.
That's not that bad.
It's not
wow,
horrible.
you hyped it up so much.
I was thinking
how many times?
I thought you were going to say like 20 times.
I thought it was in
Okay.
the double digits.
Oh my
These, no,
gosh.
how many, Sarah, how long have you thought I've been out of the house? 5 times was like since a week after it was released. So it's about 5 times in 7 days. So people were
That is pretty bad.
that's when the word got around. Because
Okay,
the word
yeah.
got around my school about me seeing it 5 times, like a week after it came
It's
out.
like one
people
per
thought
day.
it was
Yeah, okay, that's a little
ridiculous.
bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like 3 weeks out.
Because we've seen it twice in 2.5 weeks.
I almost
Two
saw
and
it
a- no, 1
yesterday
week.
with Jacob,
1 week.
No.
which would have made 6.
We saw it the first weekend, then we saw it the second weekend.
Yeah, so that's like a week almost. It's not 2
Count
weeks.
2 times in 2 weekends. He saw it 5 times in 1 week.
Yeah.
That's a better. Anyways, so what did you guys think of Deadpool?
I
I really liked it. I thought it was a very
Yeah.
true to comic book adaptation. I thought he redeemed himself a lot. I liked all the references they did. Didn't think he was too heavy-handed. I didn't mind any of them. The X-Men stuff
Dude, it was
killed
really, really
me.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, spoilers! But if you're
Yeah,
watching
so,
this,
like if you're watching a podcast,
It's
you
your
must
fault.
assume you're talking about Deadpool. So
point being,
Hey.
the X-Men stuff. They made the reference, but probably my favorite reference in the whole thing was he's like, Colossus is dragging him along. He's like, we're gonna go see the professor. He goes, which one, Stewart or McAvoy? These timelines are so confusing. Ayana and I were sitting next to each other, just hitting each other like.
we know it happened twice. Second
Yeah,
time we saw it, we knew we were gonna see the mansion.
Yeah.
But still, it happened.
The first time we saw the mansion, we were like,
Is that it?
Like we went, oh my god, is that? And then they showed the Xavier School for Gifted, and we're like,
It's happening.
it's the X-Men thing.
Yeah, I would arguably say that Deadpool is probably one of my favorite comedy movies, and it's not. I don't think it's like advertised as a comedy movie, is it?
It was advertised as a comedy, action, superhero, and even a rom-com.
Because like I've seen a good amount of comedy movies in theaters, and I don't think any of them match up to
Yeah, it was
the way
hilarious.
because the
There's
jokes
so
fit
many
really,
funny
really well.
moments.
Yeah, because a lot of comedies, you see the trailer and you're like, that was all of the jokes?
Yeah,
and then you
yeah,
see it and you're like,
before
oh,
that
there was
happened.
one joke in there that wasn't in the trailer that was
They legitimately
hilarious.
saved like every single classic
Yeah.
joke.
Yeah. But
Every
then
single
again,
joke that I like quoting to my friends are all not in the trailer.
Yeah.
because
which
then again,
is amazing.
it did have T.J. Miller in it. He's a really, really good like writer. He did Silicon Valley, and I really like that show. And that show's won awards, I think.
Maybe.
I'll
Because
take
I
your
just
word
hear
for
it
it.
get talked about.
Yeah,
a
he
lot.
was really good in the movie. He
Yeah.
was absolutely funny, and I watched him on the media circuit that they did beforehand. I mean, him and Ryan Reynolds was perfect. I mean, all of the media, all the marketing they
Ryan
did
Reynolds
beforehand.
was like built for this role.
Yeah, seriously.
We've heard this all over the place, and you guys have probably heard it too. But it's just crazy to me because he's been campaigning for this movie to happen for almost a decade,
Yeah.
I would say
which is pretty crazy
kind of
considering Deadpool is not even 30 years old.
everyone kind of compares him to Robert Downey Jr. and how they say, oh, he was made for like the role of Iron Man, and I don't think that's true.
Ryan Reynolds is more so.
No, because like the Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man isn't the Iron Man from the comics. He kind of remade it
Yeah.
into
Well,
a likable character.
I would say, in
that-
terms of, I think he kind of revolutionized the character, where it was a character where an actor entered that role that forever impressed upon the audience
Yeah,
what
I
that
mean-
character meant. And the same with Hugh Jackman and
Iron Man
Wolverine.
was definitely like a virtually unknown character in Marvel until the first one, and then we have all this Robert Downey Jr. stuff.
Mhm.
It's almost more recognizable Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man than Tony Stark Iron Man, which is pretty crazy to think.
Yeah.
But with Deadpool, he's been a pop culture icon
and the fact that
well
he was
before
able
the
to
movie
live
came
up
out.
to
So this was a long time
expectations.
coming.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like a really, really big
Yeah.
thing.
I think my favorite thing I saw on the media circuit they did was Ryan Reynolds was talking about, I knew I wanted to play Deadpool because I was reading a Deadpool comic, and he described himself in the comic as a mixture between Ryan Reynolds and a Shar-Pei, and he was like, I'm gonna play this guy.
Sweet.
And I thought, I was like, that's adorable, that's so precious.
Yeah,
And,
and the way he talks about it, it's just kind of
Yeah.
like he talks about it like it's his firstborn.
yeah.
And I feel like his kid is gonna grow up and be like, oh, Dad, and like
I think
Deadpool's
that the reason Deadpool was such a good movie is, in a lot of ways, the same reason that the original Lord of the Rings trilogy was such a good movie. Is because everyone involved in that was really dedicated to making sure that it was a good movie and it was true to telling.
Yeah, everyone is like making jokes kind of about how like Disney's going to try to like wrangle the X-Men and Deadpool rights from Fox and bring it in so they can bring in more money. But everyone's like, yeah, if they do that, it's just going to kill it. It's
Yeah,
kill
it absolutely will.
Because like I saw like a little comparison about the budget of the Avenger movies and of Deadpool.
It's like $173 million compared to.
I mean, it's crazier than that. I think there was a pretty crazy thing I saw about it was Deadpool. Out of every single X-Men movie that's come out thus far, Deadpool's had a lower budget than all of them, but it's been more successful than all of them with an R rating.
No, I would say it's partially because of the marketing. Because I didn't even hear about. We're like really big fans of First Class and Days of Future Past, but I didn't hear about First Class whatsoever.
Yeah, I didn't even know
at
that
all. I don't think they had very much marketing until. Even Apocalypse doesn't have very much marketing the way Deadpool.
They've been doing a better job.
Yeah, but
Deadpool had legendary marketing.
Yes,
Deadpool had some of the best marketing.
Deadpool had legendary marketing. Not the same way that Star Wars marketed, because Star Wars was like everywhere. But Star Wars is also like a cultural icon, so that's not that surprising. Or a cultural juggernaut, I could say. Deadpool's an icon, but Star Wars is a juggernaut. Avengers: Age of Ultron was $279.9 million.
Do you know how much they made in their first weekend? Because I saw a picture and it said that Deadpool made more than, I think, Man of Steel. Avengers movie.
I think it was the highest opening weekend of a comic book movie.
Yeah, and that's impressive.
And especially with the low budget, first time director. It was the highest grossing film of a first time director. I know that for certain.
Yeah.
It was also the biggest R opening.
Yeah, and it beat the box office for that. It was a revolutionary movie in a lot of ways, and I think Fox would be foolish to let this franchise slip through their fingers.
They need to hang on to it.
And I would agree with the same thing for the X-Men franchise, because they've just revamped that and they've just gotten it to a point where it's a viable franchise again, and if they let that go and send them over willingly without a fight to Disney.
Here's an issue with Deadpool and Guardians of the Galaxy, not the movie, but the characters in general, is that with that kind of comedy action thing, it just... I mean, the comics are good. Deadpool, I would say, is better than the Guardians of the Galaxy comics, but they're really just better to see it. Reading it can just kind of take away some of it, but really seeing it on like a movie in live action, it makes those characters so much fun.
What I will say, and what I'm interested
to see, it's much more enjoyable that way.
I'm interested to see with Guardians of the Galaxy and hopefully Deadpool is how they mesh with the universe at large.
Yeah. Because
they are very specific tones. Guardians of the Galaxy is a very funny movie. Less funny than Deadpool, so I think it's not going to have as big of an issue as mixing with the rest of the Marvel Universe. I think they can do...
The rest of the Marvel Universe is kind of leaning towards there now.
And that's what we saw.
Avengers 2, it had that kind of like...
because they made Hawkeye like that, and also...
But if you don't watch Guardians of the Galaxy in between, and you just watch Avengers and Avengers 2 back to back, the shift in tone is a little more grating. Yeah. But because they have Guardians of the Galaxy, it's fine. Which is why I don't complain about it, because I understand why they're shifting. But without that movie in context, it doesn't make any sense. If they include Deadpool into the X-Men universe, they could run into that same issue.
But I feel like it would be smart for them to go ahead and continue with Deadpool.
I agree.
And bring Cable in. And hopefully they can
I absolutely agree. I think Deadpool 2 will still be a fine solo movie, and they'll bring Cable in, and everything will be great because they'll be able to. And they'll be able to stick, but they'll be able to stick to Deadpool's tone, which is incredibly high action, high violence fight scenes, which are just super entertaining to watch, and really funny, kind of crude humor that's just over the top in every single way. But when you take that and you mix that with like the dramatic allegory that is like the X-Men, like they're the mutants. Everyone knows that the mutants are an allegory for any oppressed group of anywhere. You can use that time and time again. Deadpool is also a mutant, but he doesn't really fit into that allegory in the same way. So I'd be interested. I don't think they couldn't do it, but I just would be interested to see if they got the tone right.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because like seeing Magneto and Deadpool together could either be absolutely hilarious or just
train wreck.
really exactly. but I'd be really interested to see it nonetheless.
Yeah. But then again, in the Deadpool movie, like Ryan Reynolds was able to show that he can take a more serious tone. So
yeah, he could take a serious tone, and I know we've watched the cinematography of James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender, and we know James McAvoy at the very least, and James McAvoy is a very funny guy, and Michael Fassbender's a very skilled actor, so they can absolutely, I think they can absolutely pull that together, and it'd be a fantastic movie to watch.
Yeah, I mean, Deadpool, I just think it was such a versatile movie, and you don't even realize that. Like, I've seen it 5 times, and I still get shocked by how serious some of those moments are. Because, I mean, there's moments where it happens every single time I've seen it. When they really finish off the origin story, it's 20 minutes of no laughing.
Yeah.
Like, no one's laughing the whole time. Yeah. And when the final scene ends with, the pipe through his chest, and he's hanging there, and the screen goes dark, it's deadly silent.
Yeah.
No one's laughing. It's not funny. It's it's kind of crazy how serious that movie can get for how funny it is. Because it makes you laugh 2 seconds.
You're absolutely right. And there's, I think it was a reviewer that I was watching, he reviewed the movie, and he was talking about, because I had the same thing even the second time I watched it, and a guy gets his head chopped off by the motorbike chain, and it's still shocking me, and then he splats against the thing, and the blood splatters everywhere, and it's crazy, and you're laughing the whole time. But that scene, absolutely, where they're torturing him in that oxygen chamber, and they're stabbing him through, and like he's just fighting.
This fight scene in
and what this one reviewer, it was Jeremy Johns, what he said, which I thought was really interesting, where he was talking about, like, they're throwing F-bombs and A-bombs and all these curse words left, right, and center, and you're just like, oh yeah, this is such a great movie, this deserves an R rating, I'm so glad they did that. And then he gets out of the tube, and the guy, Ajax, says, like, I'm going to put you back in, not because I need to, but because I have to. Or not because I have to, because I need to. Because I want to. Because I want to hurt you. And he just goes, you sadistic F. And it's like, he is so sick of being tortured. It works great with the
Deadpool character, because
it's such a clash of tone.
Deadpool not joking makes something so much more serious than anyone else in a movie not joking.
Because, like, had he, like, made jokes about, like, his past, like, sexual abuse.
Yeah, he makes jokes about his sexual abuse.
Even after being tortured, he's, like, making those jokes about, you have something in your teeth and all that.
Yeah.
You're still, like, this is pretty messed up scenarios but he still has a sense of humor. But that moment was, like, so beyond anyone's realm of toleration. It was a breathtaking origin.
Even when people's lives are in danger, he still has time to joke about it.
Yeah.
So when he doesn't joke, the tone is far darker.
Yeah, they made Ajax
when Batman is serious, you're like, well, yeah, this.
Revenant did a great job of this. For those who've seen it, with that whole, like, they really made you hate that main villain, like the antagonist. You just wanted to see him die, and when it finally happened, you're like, oh, thank God, I really wanted that. And in Deadpool, they did this exact same thing. We're like, I just want to see this dude die. Like, that's it. Like, I do not care.
There was only 4 or 5 moments.
And then Colossus was giving a long drawn
speech. You were drone, and then he's just...
And everyone knew, like, he's gonna kill him.
And as someone, like, personally, one of my favorite things about movies is, like, soundtracks. I just think they're really interesting to look at how they use the soundtrack as an aid in storytelling. Yeah, definitely the fun kind of pop version with the X Gon Give It To You, and then, like, the Salt and Pepper. Awesome. But I loved the scene, every scene where Colossus is talking to Deadpool is just so great, like, soundtrack-wise, because Colossus is talking and you have this big swelling orchestra behind and these brass, like, coming up from the distance, and it's so heroic sounding, and then Deadpool comes back and it goes right back down to, like, the kind of goofy, silly Deadpool theme. And just that dynamic that they have is so good. And he's talking this great speech to Deadpool. You have 4 or 5 moments, Deadpool. That is what it means to be a hero. And then he shoots him, and the soundtrack cuts, and he just starts vomiting.
It's like, what was that? You were droning on.
It's so, and you as an audience member, like, he's gonna shoot this guy, but it's still so good to watch.
They did such a great. I mean, because I saw that coming from the first time I watched it, and I think they did a great job still, like, surprising you, because I think everyone watched that thing. Obviously, he's gonna shoot him, but the little sprinkle, like, you didn't see that coming, was Colossus throwing up.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, I knew he was going to do that, and it's still funny. And then he threw up, like, oh my god, this is even better than I wanted it to be.
Why? Oh my gosh.
I mean, it's definitely the funniest comic book movie.
Yeah.
And
one of the funnier movies I've ever seen.
Absolutely. And I would say all the characters are done really well. Obviously, Deadpool is fantastic.
Perfect.
Colossus was really,
he was
really
so well done. Yeah.
Negasonic Teenage Warhead, I loved the interaction between her and Deadpool. It was like, so what's gonna be? Long sullen silence or sarcastic comment?
You got me.
And then Vanessa. I I liked Vanessa, but I think Ayana and I have the same
Yeah.
thing where it's anytime they have a main protagonist in a movie and a already predetermined love interest for that character, there's been so many times when you've had that set up and you're just like, this feels so stale.
Yeah, it feels forced.
It feels
Stale.
forced.
So good.
It feels
And-
boring, but theirs was so good and
Yeah.
so beautiful
And
and,
I
so
like how,
original.
and I like their take on it because they use sex scenes to show like their relationship progress and like you like I like
that
that.
whole thing was so good.
Yeah, because
Happy
like
International Women's Day.
it was like
Not feeling it. Nope, not feeling it.
Because like you like for most sex scenes, it's just kind of like oh they're just trying to like be like sexual and like crude, but I feel like it kind of showed their
Yeah.
personalities and it was like an interesting way to
Yeah.
like
And it
show
showed,
the
it showed the
relationships.
development of their relationship, and you saw a lot of good stuff between them to a point where it wasn't at the end. You weren't just like, oh, I hope he gets the girl. You're like, I want Deadpool and Vanessa to be back
yeah.
together.
And
like,
she
Wade
wore
and
she
Vanessa.
wore his jacket and kept his jacket.
I was so not having.
Yeah,
when
I
she,
liked it a lot.
She walked out of the scene. I was like, oh, that's her. That's his jacket. She's like, oh.
Yeah, because I was really afraid that I wasn't gonna like his love interest.
Because I
No,
like
I was
Marina,
very
like
confident
Rebecca Reed.
Vanessa was gonna do well.
Because she
No,
was
'cause
she was in Firefly, and I love that actress. But again, it's just
every
like
see, it's most like little couples that they have in movies just.
I mean, like,
Never-
it's not even that I dislike them, but it's like, I don't look at Tony Stark and Pepper Potts and go,
They're
yeah,
meant to
I'm
be.
so
Yeah, I'm
rooting
just
for them.
like
I'm like,
oh,
okay.
they're together.
Like, I accept that as a fact. Or like, whoever Bruce Banner's love interest, like, I don't even remember his name. Thor and Jane, like, there's just all of these different couples, and they're all just like, yep, because we need one.
Yeah, I remember when we were in the theaters watching Avengers 2, and it was
That came out of nowhere. That's so
it was
bothersome.
Black-
yeah, it was Black Widow
And Hulk.
and they came out with a relationship and they're like, oh, you guys better not be playing hide as zucchini, and we were all like, they did not just say that.
I'm
my God.
disgusted.
I'm gonna leave.
Also, the thing I thought was strange, I don't remember the Hulk movie that well. Like
There
the Edward
were
Norton
some
Hulk
cool
movie.
moments.
Yeah, I'm not
There's
trying
some-
to like badmouth it or whatever. I know he had a love interest in that. I know it's also a different Hulk, but we know the plot line carries over because they show clips from that movie saying that it's
Was
the
that
same
not
Hulk.
an Easter egg or?
No. Because they also show there's a one scene when they're on the helicarrier and Bruce Banner is talking to Samuel L. Jackson, Nick Fury. Oh my lord, he's talking to Nick Fury and he's like, "Oh, don't worry, we've secured whatever Hulk's love interest was from the movie," and it's a picture of her on screen. She's safe, so they confirm that. And then in Avengers 2, they had this thing with Natasha and Bruce, and I was like,
That came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
That
seriously.
really bothered me. I
Oh,
always
man.
hated that about that movie.
I mean, it's one of those things where if you go back and you watch the first Avengers, you're like,
Nothing.
no,
Nothing's there.
actually, when you go back and you watch first Avengers, you're like,
Hawkeye,
Sure.
Hawkeye, Black Widow, maybe.
again, if you look at the first Avengers through the scope of Hulk and
Oh.
Black Widow get together, you're like,
Mm,
kinda, but not really. Like, there's a much
yeah,
more
you could
obvious,
put on like goggles.
right? But there's a
Search
much
for
more
it.
obvious
Look for it.
relationship there between Black Widow and Hawkeye.
Well, also there's the issue of between those two movies. There was also Winter Soldier,
Mhm.
which was like so pushing
Captain
Black
America.
Widow
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Captain America,
Ugh.
like to the
Oh,
point where
yeah.
they kissed, and obviously it was like to protect their identity, but
Ooh,
we could all see
like,
that.
that's a trope.
Like, that was
That's-
so clear.
But the we need to kiss to hide from someone is a trope in like every rom-com.
I saw that.
every-
I mean, I was like, "Is this gonna
so
happen?" Because I'd love if that happened.
'Cause, like,
I was
it's
thought
not
that
a
would be
rom-com.
kind of a cool
Don't
relationship.
don't they get together in the comics, or is that?
Yeah, they've had a relationship in
Because
comics.
I think the main one isn't it her and Bucky Barnes though? Maybe we'll see that in Civil War.
Oh,
Wouldn't that be
I mean,
Can you
crazy?
imagine?
Black
Hulk's
Widow's been-
gone.
Black Widow's been bouncing around. It
You
wouldn't
heard it here
surprise me.
first on the NerdNest podcast.
Yeah,
We're
we're
calling
predicting
it
it.
right now. She's gonna get with Bucky Barnes, and I'm
But
gonna
in
be
all
angry.
seriousness, if we can go back to Deadpool, I want to say, and I want to see if you guys agree with me. I think that's my favorite superhero movie I've ever seen.
I would have to rewatch the Dark Knight movies again and then confirm that.
That's one thing I'll say
But
about
yeah.
that. It definitely depends on mood.
Yeah.
I would say
don't-
because if I'm in for like a gritty, serious tone,
Yeah.
The Dark Knight with Joker and
Yeah.
Heath Ledger's Joker, I don't think I could ask for anything
Yeah.
better than that superhero movie.
But if I'm in for something that's not gritty,
But if I'm
absolutely
in
Yeah,
for something
yeah,
that's more
okay,
of a fun
I'll-
ride, I
I'll
think
agree with
Deadpool
that.
is my favorite movie,
Yeah.
superhero movie I've
I
ever
agree.
seen.
And I'm really excited to see in the coming years on, because everyone's like predicting that this is going to be like the new trend for people to make R-rated movies.
Yeah, I
And
hope
have
so.
them be comedies. No, but the thing is, I feel like the reason why Deadpool had such success because they had such a passionate, loving team behind it,
Yeah.
making
For sure,
costumes,
for sure,
planning
yeah.
out. So people rush and try to do it in order to copy it without having like the same passion
Yeah.
behind it, I feel like it could fall flat. So I'm just curious to see
I think
Deadpool
it
revolutionizes
yeah.
like the movie.
I would agree. And on that note, we're going to have to wrap up the podcast. Thank you for joining us. If you'd like to see our social media, the links are all in the description below. You can check out our Twitter, our Facebook, our Tumblr. Those are the main ones.
Snapchat?
Check them out. We also have Snapchat.
Twitter?
I said
Facebook?
Twitter. Okay, bye. It's nice seeing
check
you.
out our
You
YouTube
say
video.
Instagram? What about Twitter?
Our YouTube account.
Just wave,
remember?
please. Just wave the
What
camera.
about
I don't
Twitter?
think, I don't think they
Guys.
know about YouTube.
Please
I
just,
don't know. Did we mention Twitter?
just wave the camera. They know. Bye, guys.
I don't wait.
Alright, you can cut it.